when this guy gave me a 30-minute set, and I had my little Newmark N4 controller that I bought for $300, I was like, I'm going to be the next Skrillex. This is going to be amazing. And I got to that gig, and I played Skrillex music, and everybody's like, the f*** is this guy doing?
You guys doing?
This is an Irish bar.
Yeah.
Hey, what's good, my friends? Hope y'all are doing well. Been quite some time since that last podcast aired, but I wanted to make sure this conversation with Jsun got out there next. Have a few more recorded and getting ready to go. But sat down with Jsun in the High Definition Studios a few weeks ago to talk about his experience as an open format and house DJ in Northern Virginia and DC. Some of our favorite venues, some of the places we loved to play and wish would come back. But all in all, just a good conversation with a good friend. Hope you enjoy this one. Be well, get outside. Thanks for stopping by.
Interesting. It's challenging. I'm really actually embracing AI, doing some AI stuff on the side.
Nice.
Agentic, AI, creating my own agents. I actually used Claude. Claude's my favorite, by the way. So big shout out to Anthropic. I love those guys.
Nice.
OpenAI is good. ChatGPT, of course, is good. I really, as a programmer, I fell in love with Claude.
Yeah.
It's very much trained on programming, blockchain technology. It helps me write stuff, agents. But I used it the other day, a couple weeks ago, to plan out 2 DJ events that was kind of out of my, I don't want to say out of my wheelhouse, but it was like, because I haven't been doing open format like I used to. I used to do open format up to 8 times a week.
Yeah, man, you're an open format stud, dude. You can.
Well, it takes a lot because you got to go so many different genres. So over the last 3 years, 4 years, whatever, when I switched to more house music, I stopped following the DuPont crowd. Yeah, the white girl wasted songs. I definitely still kept a lot of the Latin reggaeton and all that stuff. Yeah, because I love that. But yeah, so I was asked to do an in-store event at a Bloomingdale's. Flips, right? Yeah.
We never met, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
So Flips and his
partner.
Does
he's done like Clarendon Ballroom upstairs and
he does a lot. Yeah. Hides his restaurant.
Yeah, that's right.
So he has an account with Bloomingdale's, and we periodically do in-store events. Yeah. It's a ton of fun, actually. Yeah. But they wanted a California Dream theme. I got it. Yeah. I get it. Yeah. Beach Boys, all that type of stuff. Cool. But, I had to fill 4 hours, 3 or 4 hours. And so I used Claude and ChatGPT. I actually bounced them off of each other to create my playlist of California themed music. And it was so amazing. I put these prompts that, like, a lot of people that are not using AI properly use it like a Google search, right? You're wasting your credits. If you just go to Google. Google's free. Gemini's on Google too, so they got their own. But you can actually have the GPT do so much of your work for you. Yeah. And so this thing spit out a 3 hours worth of music, all clean. It said, hey, here's some other options you can do. Do you want me to reformat this and reorder it based off of BPM so you can progress the night? I'm like, let's do that.
Yeah.
And then I had it because I wanted it a certain way. I said export it to HTML with clickable links directly to my Spotify. And it made me one single HTML file formatted so nice, slick little design right there to run as a local web page. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
And then I did the same thing. I was supposed to DJ at Hyde for St. Patty's Day bar crawl. I was really sick that weekend, so I gave it up. But Hyde has a very specific genre that they go for. Yeah. The demographic of people that go there.
Sure.
So they want to keep it pretty on brand.
Yeah.
But yeah, these. I just love that crossover for me, right? Tech with DJing. Yeah. And utilizing those tools for myself.
I think. Yeah, you can. You're the inside guy in a way, right? Because like AI is kind of the enemy at least in production, right? In some ways, or the perceived enemy, right? I think my view is that with like a lot of things, right? Like there's the fear of obsolescence, but the reality is that there's going to be more opportunity. I think, time will tell, but like,
yeah,
I think there's more opportunity that evolves out of the technology than pure obsolescence, right?
Agreed.
And there's new ways to use it, new people to collab, new ways to collab.
Yeah.
So I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, it's interesting to hear because I've used it like, Chat GPT, for example, just to create like sometimes people book me for the weirdest things. And I'm like, I got booked for a wedding reception, small wedding reception that wanted like merengue and bachata. And I'm like, okay, I'm like, I don't DJ, like a lot of like
Cincinnati.
Like I'm from Ohio and do a lot of like, a lot. But they're like, no, we loved your house set. We want to bring you out. Like we like the energy or whatever.
Yeah,
I'm like, all right, cool. So, this is where I learn a lot of that music is not just like it's easy to find the mainstream stuff, right? But it's curating, not just curating the list or whatever. It's nice to be able to say like, it's a wedding reception, right? However you write the prompt and you get a little bit more out of it. Yeah, but I've probably not used it much more beyond like a little more than what I would do with Google.
Yeah.
But I think there's a hell of an opportunity. And
well, I've always, people talk to me about AI just in the tech sector, and especially, I'm big in cryptocurrencies and blockchain technology and all that stuff. But the way I see this, and this is where I'm going to date myself. So,
man, how many times we've had conversations on this podcast?
We're not far off in age.
What's
right?
the first digit?
Growing up, I was fortunate enough to have a computer at age 5. Right. I was very fortunate. MS DOS. That's how old I am. Right. But business people were on typewriters. Right.
Yeah.
And they had to learn how to type. And when they messed up, there was no backspace really. There was whiteout and moving the thing.
Little strip.
Yeah.
And typo,
all that stuff, right? And so back then, the introduction of the computer also introduced word processing systems, right? So, you had options. Is the computer going to replace my job? Clearly no, because you still got to type. But you got to learn how to use that tool to better your speed in doing your job, right? So it might eliminate a few jobs, but it could also enhance the job that you have.
Yeah.
And that's the way I see AI, but on an exponentially greater scale.
Yeah.
Right. It will enhance your work, but if you don't get on board, you're going to be that keyboard typist that doesn't know how to use a computer way back when.
Yeah. That's a good analogy. I mean, they're littered with analogies like that throughout, like history of technology, especially, right? Yeah. And then things evolve pretty quickly. But I've heard,
the great debate over the sync button, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's exactly right. I mean, that's even just like cameras and phones in general, like on the dance floor or in the club, like near whatever. Like what I think sometimes we fail to realize is that we are lucky to have this technology. Now, the appropriate use and the time and place, of course, all that stuff it makes sense. But like the pushback against it sometimes seems to be at the expense of living in the moment, right? Like with I don't know, with phones, for example, sometimes it becomes like it becomes more enjoyable for some people to be the phone police than to just enjoy the dance floor without really thinking about it, right? And like the sync button, another one, like who cares? Who cares? I don't use it because I don't like it, but I don't care, And
I use it when I don't want to do the complicated math.
It's and I mean I work in a pretty narrow range, so I don't have to do a lot of complicated math. But I think we've got these gifts, and we've been in another way to look at it is like all these things can allow you to focus on more time reading the room, like more time on selection. Yeah. And some people are never gonna change, but I tend to think like find what works best for you, and keep the music coming.
I remember I was I'm not a scratch DJ at all, and I was DJing
all that time with Koopa and Scrape, and you
No, it's just not my thing. They're great at it. They're
amazing,
great
man.
at it.
Hell yeah.
And I mean, those are like my two best friends, and they are excellent scratch DJs. But I always saw scratching as like a drum fill because I came from a drummer background. Mm-hmm. But I don't scratch songs in. I love a really good solid transition, a technical transition. But I was DJing at this place in Leesburg. It doesn't really exist. I mean, it exists, but it doesn't have DJs and stuff anymore. And another DJ came in, and I was like, "Hey, man, jump on if you like get on there if you want." And it was so cool to see a guy, me, that doesn't use a crossfader, that doesn't scratch, that fancies himself a house DJ but can play open format because he's been doing it for 14 years. And then a New York DJ, it wasn't Scrape, but a different guy.
Fair enough.
New York DJ, super heavy crossfader, scratches everything in.
Yeah.
And it was like, and I said to him, I was like, "You see what we just did here?" He's like, "No, what?" It's like, we both made this, and we got there on two completely different paths, right?
Yep. It's remarkable. Again, the music is good. You know, everything else I think becomes more about what you add to the music as opposed to the feature, right? Because I've had a couple times Koopas come out when I used to do bar gigs out in Sterling or whatever, and he's like scratching on my little like SR2 controller, and I'm just like, man, this is fun, dude. It's fun to like to have it once in a while, but I just never got into it. And probably to some degree for that reason, that's why I enjoy it when people, because it adds something that you don't typically get into. Yeah, I really admire the skill. I wish I practiced more, and this was a problem when I was a drummer. My dad was a drummer. He taught me how to play drums. The drum set that we collectively had was from 1954. It was my dad's set. Classic Ludwig set. Beautiful, right? He wanted me to practice my rudiments so bad because that literally is what makes you a really good drummer. Yeah.
Rudiments. And I didn't. You know what I practiced all the time? I practiced hockey. I practiced soccer.
Hey, man.
Yeah. And I lived in areas where soccer was a religion.
Yeah.
In Columbia, Maryland, every kid under the sun played soccer. But now with DJing, like I don't practice either. And I have a whole entire DJ booth in my second bedroom. I have the option to use XDJ, an FLX10, Serato, record box, thumb drive, doesn't matter. And I don't really practice. But what I do is prep. I prep for whatever gig that I have coming up. Because like those house gigs, you're not playing necessarily a 4-hour house gig.
Yeah.
Right? You might do an hour and a half or 45 minutes on and off type stuff, right?
Yeah.
So my preparation and my cue point setup is something that I've been using for years. And what it allows me to do is be ready for that next song within 10 to 30 seconds. So that gives whatever song I have playing at that moment time to breathe or time to do cool DJ stuff, not scratching.
Yeah. No scratching. You get that little transform effect.
I got all. Yeah, I mean, and it's cool because I see Scrape, I see Koopa. They have their very signature moves, their signature DJ tricks, their signature drops, or what have you. I see you, I see Ryan, I see Pete. I know. I think because we all know each other, right? And we've been around each other for so long. Like we know. Oh, that's Tommy on.
Yeah. we started I think we all started doing this around the same time. When I say within like a 2-year stretch where we started to focus on house, right?
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit more spread out than that. But in terms of getting ourselves booked on house lineups, like I think we all kind of started that with what we were doing out at like Ray's. And then a lot of the collectives in DC started to create more opportunities, and then like New Androids takes off, and all these things
really
kind of
took off.
Yeah, so all these things happened in the ecosystem, if you will, that created new opportunities and new spaces and accelerated demand for house music, and then the supply of house DJs like just went bonkers,
exploded.
And so finding a place for them to play, and we kind of, I don't know, we kind of fit in maybe early mid part of that, like 2023, 2022, somewhere there. Yeah. But yeah, it's funny because you were talking about like how you prep for your house sets, and I know like Ryan, for example, he does a lot of prep with at least with his track selection.
Yeah.
I do a lot of prep, but for like, I will prep and say, hey, I want this type of music is what I'm bringing, and this is what I'm gonna have if the night goes this way, or this is what I'm gonna have if it goes that way. But I don't do a lot of like, track 1 to track 60, or whatever it is, preparation. Just kind of feel my way through it.
What about your track prep? Individual?
Yeah, I've gotten better at it. I have my own kind of descriptions and categorizations, like the vibe, the energy, and the BPM basically. But like there's like a V colon chill, right? E colon low. And I notice people use like numerical systems, and I probably need to do that as my library grows and as I actually get more events. But yeah, I've gotten better, slightly better, marginally better at mixing, I've realized the importance of, one, knowing your music, right? Like if you know your music really well, do you have to, there are people who are incredible DJs that don't have any cue points set up, right?
Yeah. I mean, I kind of feel like I have cue points.
But I'm working towards that because I know that I need it. I'm not skilled enough, nor do I have, I have 35 other things going on in my life. It's like I'm not skilled enough to just walk in and be like, all right, I'm just going to feel this out and see how it goes.
So when if I ever get on somebody else's equipment where they don't have the cue points, or if one of my Serato DJ friends comes and they don't have no record box library,
man.
What I default to, and this is how I set up the cue point to begin with, is I just read the waveform, right? And so I've taught a lot of DJs like how to get started, and I say, like, you can see this right here. This is like completely an intro. You can see 16, 32, 64 bars of the same pattern over and over again. Yeah. That's your intro. You can see that there's some kind of noise that occurs here because the waveform changes. And that's what I look for when I get new tracks, like especially off of Beatport, because the tracks are really good,
Yep.
And I set up my cue points to be right on that one as my third cue point always.
I've tried to get at least where I want to bring the track in, and where not just, we do a lot of B2B stuff too, but like if I'm B2B with somebody I don't know that well, I'll tell them like, hey, like F, these are 3000s. Like it's like cue point F. That's a good place for you to.
Yep.
If you're looking for a place to get out, like that's it. I set that up just for that specifically. So like if I can get into it and get out of it, But playing like the kind of stuff I do, it doesn't require a lot of action, over the 3-4 minutes I'm letting track play out. But
it's so tough for me.
I mean I think some of that. Well, I don't want to speak for you, but for me anyways, I am trying more and more to only find places to play, or streaming or recording sets in my basement or radio shows or whatever that will allow me to go like at least 2, if not 3 or more hours. Right.
Yeah.
And I just don't enjoy the like 1 hour smash it and get out of there. I don't enjoy it. I have too much anxiety in general anyway to really get amped up for it. So about after 40 minutes, I'm starting to feel good.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you got 3 tracks left. And then the anxiety becomes like, how am I going to hand this off? Like, and so
you don't want to get off because you're really warming up.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is one of the, you look at the difference between my open format gigs and my house gigs, right? Open format gig, they'll put one DJ out there for 4 hours.
Yeah.
They just don't care. Just keep them, and you can progress the night really easily. you know, some of these house gigs, it's like, I love DJing with my friends. Like I enjoy that, but sitting around all night long and waiting to get to your 1 hour set is a real challenge for me because I wouldn't say I'm a shy person because I am pretty outgoing, you know, especially in the business world. I talk to people all the time. But in the nightlife world, I've never been a club guy. I've never been to Echo Stage. I never went to sound check. I don't go to shows. Yeah. I am super uncomfortable outside of the DJ booth. I never
would have guessed that, man.
I know. Because as long as I see a couple buddies to chit chat with, you wouldn't know the difference. But like just pulling up to a show by myself, you know, I don't mind going to things by myself. Like I'm okay, but not having someone to converse with. I'm not much of a dancer. You know, if I've had several bourbons while I'm DJing, all bets are off. But at some of these, like I went to Flash for the first time finally, right? And I think it was for Fatty and
we saw you there.
Browns and Schwander.
Ty was there too. Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
and I didn't feel uncomfortable. I mean, I was there to see Fatty, but she's working, right? She invited me. She's working. She guest listed me. It was awesome. So what do you default to? Oh, let me go to the bar. Let me get a drink. Okay.
100% feel you on that one, man.
DC club drinks are $500 and they're about two sips, right? Yeah. So 3 of those later and I'm already out $65 for the night, right?
Yeah.
But you know, and I don't need to get buzzed or have a lot of drinks to feel comfortable. I'm comfortable in the DJ booth.
Yeah.
I am.
Yeah.
And so when we do these gigs, like I want to build up a night. And don't forget, I'm used to tracks switching every 30 seconds to max minute and a half.
I know it, man. Yeah.
I mean, you're like boom, boom, boom. You're just hitting them left and right. And the more prepared you are, and the better you're at reading the crowd, which again goes to your track setup because you don't spend a lot of time searching for the right cue point to come in. You can do so many things and see so many things in the booth, right? And again, that's just where I feel most comfortable. I have a real hard time going to clubs, you know?
It's, I mean, I feel pretty comfortable at the bar. Like it's part of it is it's being anchored to something where I can like lean my elbow on something or like just have something like post up. Yeah. I don't know if it's like a vestibular function thing or something but it's when I can just post up and then I get a little bored sometimes. Like, all right, well, I'll get a drink, you know, I've had like the coffee drinks, like at
stay awake,
just to have something on my, you know, in my hand or whatever. But yeah, I feel the same, man. I do like going to shows. Like I've been to Echo Stage a number of times. It's been a little while, but we used to go quite often. But Flash. But at the end of the day, like I have a much better time when I'm going to my friends' events, you know, and sometimes that means there's 12 people, sometimes there's 200, right? Whatever.
Right.
Like those are the events that I enjoy the most. And, you know, I sometimes like, because there's a certain expectation when you're out at a club with a lot of people, like you're just saying, right? Like drinks, dancing, massive social interaction, like overload, sensory overload. Yeah. Whereas if you find some of your friends' events, like, you can get that too when they're playing those venues, but you can also just get good music with people you really like to be around.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Do you remember Living Room up on Logan Circle?
I know you did a couple of events there. Yeah. So I've never been, which that wasn't, it's Logan Circle. It's not on Vermont Avenue, is it?
No.
Okay. That's a different one. No, I know what you're talking about, but yeah.
It's like right before the circle starts. But I DJ'd there a bunch of times when it was open. And I remember my first gig there. And I'm not gonna tell you the guy that put me on, but we all know him, right?
Fair enough.
And he had a wedding or something, and he's like, I need you to open for me at Living Room. You're gonna play from like 10 to 12 or something like that. 12:30, because I think we split 2.5 hours each, something like that. And he was, so the night before, I mean, I'm stressed, right? Like I don't get stage fright, but I was stressed.
Was this like one of your first like house?
No, it wasn't even house.
It wasn't even house.
No,
okay.
it was living room is open format, but you know how the night goes in DC. Once you hit 12 o'clock, you better be high energy. I don't care where you're playing. You better be, and if you're at a hip hop club, you're going to be in your deep bangers, right? At 12:30, because they go till 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock. So he was like, I sent him videos like from One Loudon when I was out in One Loudon. I was like, I killed it last night, One Loudon. Look at this madness. 300 people were going crazy, right? And he's like, yeah, you're not doing that at living room. I'm like, what? He's like, no, you're the opener. Don't burn me out. Yeah. I'm like, what does burn you out mean? Like, what are you talking about? So I did change things up, right? And did my set, did a good job. He was a little bit late because the wedding, whatever. But so we did the handoff, smooth, and then I'm like, well, it's only 12:30. Yeah. What am I gonna do?
Now what?
So I was hanging out in the booth. This is when the booth was up against the wall versus in the center. But I was just kind of standing there, just like taking it all in. Like I was really actually just kind of like studying, learning. You know, I wanted to be a club DJ. This was a good opportunity. Same guy gave me my opportunity at ballroom. I did ballroom a bunch of times, main floor, but I studied, right? That's what I do. I study. Yeah. The problem with studying at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning is I guess I had like resting bitch face.
Yeah,
I wasn't hype. I wasn't hype. I wasn't jumping. I wasn't fist pumping.
Yeah.
And he was like, bro, you look like you're pissed off.
I didn't think about that. Yeah, not you specifically, but the same feeling. Like when I'm not like trying to be in the booth like that. Mm-hmm. But like anytime I have a vantage point of the dance floor and the DJ that I can see, it is a like studious mindset where it's like, all right, what's going on? Like, you know, like taking notes, whatever. So I hadn't thought about that. It'd be like, you're in the frame with like.
You're in his show right now, and you're just sitting there like this, you know, arms closed. Yeah. I had to move. Like,
it makes perfect sense, right?
Yeah, it totally makes sense. Like, I didn't take offense to it. Like, he wasn't being mean about it. It's funny. Like, you know, hey, this is the A game, right? Yeah. This is the pros. Yeah, you're in a DC legit nightclub. Get it together.
Yeah.
That was one, and then another one, same venue. You remember, again, same age. Do you remember Brody Jenner?
Yes.
He was like The Hills or something like that.
Yeah.
One of those shows. Yeah. His father was Bruce Jenner. Right?
Yeah. I was a little busy with life when this was all happening, but
I was not even super into any of those shows. I just know about it. So he's like a great DJ.
Yeah.
And he's a producer, and his buddy, what is his name? Anyways, I can't think of his name right now. But they, Waleed was the owner of Living Room, and he brought Brody Jenner in from California.
Right. That's right. I remember this now. I do remember this because this was, God, man, what would this be like 2023, right? Like it was after the pandemic.
It was after the pandemic. 2022. Yeah. I'll look it up on my phone.
This was a thing. Yeah. Like,
so he brought in Brody Jenner, same guy that put me on at Living Room, was like, hey, will you open for Brody Jenner?
And it was funny. That might be the last time I actually heard of or saw Brody Jenner's name.
Oh, I see him a lot now because he's got on with another dude. So it's like him. I think the guy's name was Derek, and then this other dude. They're all like California producers. I mean, it's almost like side piece. Like it's like the same music as side piece.
Yeah, that's right.
And I opened for Brody Jenner, and Devin Lucian, that's the guy. Okay. Devin Lucian. And you know, I took all my knowledge from opening Living Room to headlining Living Room to now being an opener for a national guy, and you know, when I was playing, I didn't want to play any of their songs. Obviously, you don't do that. They came in, you know, probably close to 12 or so. You know, they're only there to do an hour and a half set.
Right.
Devin came into the booth, dropped his stuff off, and I was like, hey man, is there anything you don't want me to play? He's like, bro, keep doing whatever you're doing. You're killing it. Like, we'll figure it out. Don't worry. And I was like, awesome. Like, amazingly nice guys.
Yeah.
Amazingly nice guys. But
that's confidence.
Brody Jenner is a very handsome guy. And so that booth was flooded with females all around it, of every age group. And it's like, when my set was over, I really had to get out of that booth because, again, what am I going to do there? I'm going to watch these guys, and I'm going to watch what the crowd responds to. I'm going to see Devin's style for transitioning. Like, it's just not time to go to school, right? It's not time.
It's not. And I like, I understand, again, like I've said, I understand the urge, and I understand the, like, those of us who are in this, like, for the music, right? For the music, for the skill, like, it's different. And I don't know if you call yourself an introvert. Like, I'm certainly an introvert, but, like, we are in this for different reasons than, like, I got to look good. I got to drink a lot. I got to be in camera. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I don't, it's just not, it's not where I fit. And it sounds like you as well.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, I recognize, that, like, having that helps us a little bit, right? Like, having
it's marketability,
having people spend money, marketability, right? All those things. Plus, like, dude, when people are vibing with you in the booth, that's a good feeling, man.
Oh my God.
Like,
and if it's your friends, it's your, like, legit friends and not people that were trying to get free shots and stuff like that.
Of course.
It is one of the best.
I don't even mind the people trying to get free shots. I mean,
I don't mind it
I don't want them hanging around, like, all night, but, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because to some degree they bring a certain energy that, like, again, I'm saying it here for the umpteenth time, like, I don't have that energy. I generally don't have that energy. I want the music to do the work for me, not, like, whatever, maneuvers and dancing and stuff that I have to, that some DJs do in the booth. And I let the music do the work. And what that says to me, when people want to be in the booth, near the booth, what it says is the music is working.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah. Now, if you get sloshed, fuck out of here. But, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. I find that, like, when my friends are in the booth with me and it's that vibe, it takes me out of my shell, right? I'm more likely to hands up, to jump, to do something crazy. I mean, I think I remember the first time you DJed with me at Bar Louie, you jumped up on the subwoofer.
I was on the subwoofer. I had on, like, white pants and everything, man.
Yeah, you were marshmallow and you jumped up on the sub.
Yep.
But you had a good time, right?
It was fun, man. Yeah. It was. But also, like, that whole, it didn't put me in my place, because I know where I stand. But I was like, man, I love the energy here. Yeah. But I think it was both you and I just kind of went back, like, not back to back, but, like, we do like an hour, 90 minutes back and forth for the night. That's the only way that I'm going to do anything close to, doing well at a place like Bar Louie. Right. Like, cause I don't do a ton of mic work. I don't do any of it now, but, like, for those events, I don't do a lot of mic work, and I don't have the deep library with that music. Yep. But we did a good job that night, I think, of, like, passing it off. Like, absolutely. It was like, when it got to a point where there's, like, the dance floor was, like, turning over a little bit. It's like, okay, let's do a little bit more, like, electronic music. And then, okay, here comes the Latinas, because they want to come up and tell you, like,
exactly.
Hey, we're here, let's go. And I'm like, guess what I've got for you, Jsun, right? Like, here he comes. Right. And I like being able to hand that off like that. I don't need, I don't know, maybe you feel the same way. Like, I think it's fun to play for 4 hours, but at the end of the day, like, if we're DJing with our friends, that's every bit as enjoyable as, like, I'm here to collect the, $300 or whatever, and spend the 4 hours.
And that's what separates kind of what we do from being a full-time wedding or corporate DJ, right? Yeah. They're there for the paycheck. For sure. They're there to make the evening, but that's their rent. That's their food. That's their utility bills, right? Yep. But going back to something you said, and you kind of, we talked about this over chat a couple of days ago, just with this conversation, like, the scene, right? So, the way I look at things, Like, I'm not a producer. I would love to be a producer.
Yeah.
Have
you dabbled at all? Have you tried?
I've dabbled.
Yeah.
I've dabbled. I haven't been able to put the full amount that I would usually put behind something, but I have dabbled. And I would love to get there. I got to solve a few other things first, but I would love to get there. Because I have the music in me. I was a drummer for so many years, right? I don't know any keys. I don't play a piano. Yeah. No pitch instruments.
Just drummer. You didn't play any other instruments, any like guitar or anything like that?
Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. But we got AI now. So but you know, that night I do remember, and like the way that you like approach me with it is exactly what I want to be as a DJ, right? When I was getting started, it's been about 14 years now, right? Mm-hmm. When I was getting started, I went up to this, I was at this place. You remember, the place Finnegan's it's, what is it now? Oh yeah, it's Finnegan's now. It used to be called Kirkpatrick's in Ashburn.
Yeah. Like shopping center?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the spot. Yeah. That was before One Loudon. That was the spot.
Yeah. They don't do a ton of DJs anymore. I did their Halloween party 2 years ago.
Yeah.
A lot of fun. Did a wedding there, wedding reception there once.
I remember that. You and Ryan, yeah.
So it's actually
it's a good spot.
They got a good crowd of like their locals and like the people who throw parties there. Like they do. I enjoyed it there. Yeah.
It used to be the hottest spot. Monday. Yeah. I used to go play hockey on Monday nights. Yeah. Sunday or Monday. Monday night was karaoke over there. That place was packed till 2 a.m. Yeah. They had to like shut the place. But I went up to a guy that was DJing and I was like, this is so cool. Like, I want to learn how to do this, right? And he kind of blew me off initially. So that led me to go do it on my own. I took a class. Mm-hmm. And then I reapproached him and he was kind enough to give me a 30-minute set. So, I think you and I talked about earlier the EDM DJ or the house music stuff, 22, 20, whatever. I didn't want to correct you, but I wanted to be a house DJ since like for 14 years now. Yeah. Since I heard Party Rock Anthem and I heard that what I called the bees, right? It sounded like bees buzzing. And then I heard Skrillex. And I was like, okay, this like dubstep, I know had been around. 12th Planet was doing dubstep. 12th Planet is like the godfather of dubstep, not Skrillex, right? They were buddies. But Skrillex kicked it off for me. And I was like, when this guy gave me a 30-minute set, and I had my little Newmark N4 controller that I bought for $300, I was like, I'm going to be the next Skrillex. This is going to be amazing. And I got to that gig, and I played Skrillex music. And everybody's like, the fuck is this guy doing?
You guys doing?
This is an Irish bar.
Yeah.
And so my transitions were okay for a first time out, right? Not great. No effects, nothing. Mm-hmm. Then the guy, his name is Brian Anderson, B-Rock. He was also a drummer. He had a little drum set up next to him too. Man comes on and plays something called The Wobble that I had no clue what that was. And every single person in that venue comes and dances the wobble.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, that's what I'm supposed to, like, what is this? Yeah. So that had me learning. But I went to him and I went to another guy. His name is George Jackson. He was a very good DJ. And he took me in. Like, he took me in as an equal, right? He let me, he didn't be like, okay, go carry all my stuff and I'll be over here talking to girls. Yeah. He was not a jerk. He's so down to earth. He's a producer now. Such a down to earth.
Still produces under G Wiz, under that moniker or different?
G Wiz, yeah. Right. Just such a nice guy. Like, super inviting, no ego, nothing. And he said, yeah, come shadow me. I'm like, done, say less. So again, uncomfortable guy. I was in the back of the DJ booth. I brought a notepad. I was like writing notes. Yeah. And
bro, I've done it like on my phone. I'll be like, I try to be discreet, or whatever. Like on my phone, on the notes app, being like,
try this.
Like, remember that. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the energy. But
Yeah. But that's part of it. That's the study behind it, right? And I said to him, I was like, how do you, like, I used to create Excel spreadsheets and send them to bars or clients and say, these are the songs that I intend to play. I remember I went to some bar in Lansdowne to play. They hired me for one night and it was a disaster. It was like 2 people there. And I met with him like the day before. And he's like, what are we meeting about? I'm like, oh, I just want to produce my song list. You know, he's like, I don't give a fuck what you play.
God, man.
But I thought I was doing the right thing.
You were. I believe you were. I think that the professionalism that, I mean, you certainly have it. And like, I think it's so undervalued. And a lot of the people we talk to and a lot of the people we talk to, I mean, again, it's kind of a self-selecting group or whatever, but like the people we talk to are the people who exhibit that level of professionalism. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thanks, man. Like I would say like err on, like, you know, for me, it's like in anything in life, whether it's music or kids or sports or whatever it is, like you will always have, you will now have the ability to fall back on like, hey, I wanted to work through this with you. I wanted to set expectations. Or you could just say, I told you so, right? Yeah. Like however you want to frame it. Yeah. I think you can never go wrong by just saying like, hey, like let's get together. Let's set expectations. I understand people's time is limited. I don't mean you should just take, you know, everybody's time for granted, but like you were in the right, man. Like if people aren't paying attention, that's the first red flag. It's like, I don't care. You don't care. You really? Like you don't care.
You don't care what my playlist is in your bar?
You don't care.
And the reality is like, I mean, could you imagine us going into Flash and be like, hey, I'm going to play these 25 songs? But
they do their homework, right? Like they already do their homework. In this case, like
if you've made it to Flash, the expectation is you're going to know what to do.
They're doing their homework, and you know there are some really like great names that play at the bar, and there's some really like new DJs that play at the bar, and then they move their way upstairs, or whatever. But yeah, if there's someone who hires you just as like I need a DJ, like I asked the question. I've turned gigs from you down. I turned like a homecoming or something down. I was like, man, I don't think that's really going to work for me. Like, just do your homework, you know?
That's what I do. And for anything private, I still send my request list just to make sure I'm ready. You know, now it's easier because Spotify's integrated and I have a premium account. Yeah. So I can just pull up whatever. But, you know, I just was so appreciative that, and I didn't know anything, right? And I was just so appreciative that a couple key individuals in the scene back then were welcoming to me, right? And they taught me more than how to pick 5 songs. Yeah. They taught me how to kind of do business in that world, right? And also, in some instances, how not to do business, right? And so, like, you had asked me about, you know, my thoughts on the scene here. And it's like, you know, I have tremendous respect for what you do, you individually.
Thank you, man. Appreciate that.
Thank you. And Ryan, Pete, Raj. I mean, you know, we all have our things and we have our special unique gigs and our talents and things like that. But, you know, I think the group of us, and it spans across multiple collectives, but the people that we run with, right? We know we're not big stars, you know, no one's calling us to Miami Music Week, you know, or Ultra, you know, we all are pretty well aware you got to be a producer to really take it to the next level. Yeah. And I get it. I mean, it's no different than a cover band versus a real band. I mean, I play drums, right? Yep. But when you come to that realization that this is like probably the greatest side hustle an individual can have.
It's pretty good, man.
I mean, you're getting paid to have a party and drink and play music, right?
It really is.
Then I feel that if you don't let it alter the way you conduct your business. Yeah. And that is why as the kids said, that's why I fuck with you, Tommy.
I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, because I mean, you're here. You don't care if there's one person at the bar or 5 million people at the bar. You got a gig. You'll do a gig on a Tuesday, on a Wednesday, a Thursday. You don't say, oh, I only do Friday, Saturday gigs. You're here for the music.
100%, man.
You are here for the music. You're here for the people. When you're hosting an event, even if you're playing, you make everybody feel welcome to be there, accepted. I saw that also at Transit last week. That was my first time doing Transit.
Yeah.
And
that's, man, being in the same sentence as Transit, that's high praise, because that's 22, 23 years now they've been around.
22, I think, something like that. Yeah, in the 20s, yeah. And the way that those guys do it, like, I saw so many different. I've never been to Transit. I've been to Old Shaban.
You had never been before.
Never played
until
it.
You played there last week.
Never played it. I've only been to that bar one other time, and that was a billion and a half years ago. I don't even know what I was doing there. It was a long time ago. But when I looked around, I saw people from all walks of life.
Yeah, and people are dancing there, and they like. It's funny.
It's free.
It's free. It's free. We don't get we don't get paid.
You get 2 drinks.
Get 2 drinks, but it's stuck around for a long time. The people who book and who run it are into the music as well. Yeah. And if you go back, regardless of what genre it is, you're gonna see a lot of the same people. And I think that's pretty powerful stuff to have, especially like on a Wednesday night.
Yep.
And like I've been back, I've done it 3 or 4 times now, and I have not evolved, but I've done something a little bit different every time.
Yeah.
And it's always a good vibe, always good dancing. It's a bigger room, so it never feels crowded.
Right.
But you'll have 30, 40 people there, and like they'll be having a great time, and they're gonna show up again next week when it's like drum and bass night.
Yeah.
They just keep coming back. I love it.
If I didn't have a regular 9 to 5 where I get up at 5 o'clock, I think I would go there every week because, forget the fact that the model is free, right? It's one of those, like, we're going to bring as many people as we can into the bar. It's a Wednesday night. You're going to make a couple bucks on a Wednesday as to where you may not have anybody.
Yeah.
But I think their key to success, which I think is the same for RPG and the way a lot of us run our stuff, is acceptance.
Has to be.
Yeah.
Has to be, right? Like we Transit, RPG, etc. Like we can't just be self-promoters and expect to succeed individually or collectively.
Right.
You have to be accepting and welcoming and stick around, right? RPG's only been around for a couple of years, but we've been consistent in what we've been doing. Like we our events we do curated events, we do RPG events, we do like experimental stuff, we do house events, we host multi-genre sometimes, but like we do Open Decks. Like Open Decks is our identity in a lot of ways. Right. And Open Decks is not just like the Open Decks podcast or the Open Decks events. It's meant to remind people that we are accepting and we're welcoming and I've started doing some private invite stuff lately, being like, hey, just come over and spin. Like there's no promo, no photo.
Yep.
Like last minute, I'll be like, hey, come on out. You want to just like get back to the music?
I'll be honest. Yeah. I'm beginning to think that is the path for me now. I mean, I've done some amazingly fun gigs. Don't get me wrong. I've done huge gigs.
Dude, I know you have. You have crushed some outdoor stuff, like the younger crowds. Like you some of the stuff I've seen you do is like, I wish I could command a dance floor that way. Like it's impressive stuff, dude.
But you could. The reality is you could. It's just I think it's just the opportunity.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
And the hard part about all of that is there's a really well-defined line in the sand between passion and marketability.
Yeah.
Right? Passion is the real. Marketability is what bars need.
Yep,
right?
100%.
And we're, I mean, don't get me wrong. I get it with them. Everybody's struggling right now. I mean, I think there are definitely places that are still recovering from pandemic times.
And a generation that doesn't drink as much.
Does not drink as much. Yeah. And
doesn't
you can't just start selling drugs in the bar. I don't know how well a dispensary with a nightclub would be. But the reality is the bottom line, alcohol sales fuel a business. And in order to get alcohol sales, you have to have consumers. So that means you have to bring in people.
Yeah.
And, there's a guy.
Mark up a lot of bottles.
There's a guy that has been around the game for way longer than me. Good guy. Real good guy. Pat Premier. You know Pat, right?
No, Pat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the guy. Like, he's always been pretty cool with me. And I've DJ'd with him. Opened for him. He opened for me, all this stuff. But he's got a long discography of produced songs. He's done stuff with Dave Audie.
Yeah, Dave Audie. He does a lot of remix stuff with Dave Audie, right? Yeah.
And his son Colin is making his own too.
He's still in Florida?
Florida, yeah. But, that college game is different than what we deal with here in DC.
It is, and it's funny you mention that, because there's when I travel, I don't like hang out in college bars. Sorry, like when I travel, I try to find where what's happening in different EDM, house music, whatever communities, whatever. And a lot of what I find is there's the bar stuff, and then there's the college stuff, right, which are easy to find because when you fly into a new town or whatever, you find that. But the college scene that I've witnessed is very different than the bar scene, right? But a lot of times you probably have these fraternities that have money, right, that can afford to bring in top talent and can afford to provide, say an experience for their patrons that bar owners can't. They don't have the quad to just open up and throw a party, right? They have to be mindful of the bottom line. And
even I went through this as a drummer. I played in bands in college, and
where'd you go to school?
I went to school 1 year in Boston, and then I went to school at University of Maryland. And I played a ton. There used to be this thing called Knox Row, and I lived in a Knox box. This is iconic.
This is in College Park?
Yeah. It's gone now. They had to tear it down. I mean, you lived in a slum, but you didn't care because it was you're on Knox Road.
Fair enough.
When basketball would win a big game against Duke or somebody because we were ACC.
This must have been
Let's not talk about the years.
Man, but this must have been when Maryland basketball was this is the Gary Williams era?
It was.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. I got a good Gary Williams story, I'll tell you. Yeah.
I remember we beat Duke, who was ranked I don't know, number 4 or something, and they marched all the way to the football stadium, tore down the goalpost, dragged it to Fraternity Row.
From the old Cole Fieldhouse? No,
it was
newer one?
It was the new one. I was always around for the new one. Yeah. But I DJ'd or I played drums in these bands for these backyard parties over on Knox Road, keggers, kegs and balloons is all it was, right? And none of the bars would book you if you played your own songs.
Really?
You had to be a cover band. And they wanted to know, do you have 100 covers under your belt? Yeah. Because they don't give a crap that you wrote your own song. You don't got a record deal. You're not on a tour. You don't got a manager. You don't have this and that. And it's the same thing with us, DJs, right? I mean, I've played at some really great places, and I've thrown some parties at some of these places, curated events. I had my Night in Tulum thing going for a little while.
Were you doing that different? Because you did one with us, but you had the Cove? Did you do the Cove?
I did the Cove. Yeah. I did about 10 of them. Right? I did about 10 of them through the city. Yeah,
that's right. I thought you bounced around a little bit with
that. Yeah. God, I love the Cove. Oh, I wish that would have been the greatest spot.
Yeah,
all summer long. But the only question that they didn't give a crap what the music was, that I was bringing a Tulum vibe. Tulum was hot at that time. How many people are on the invite list? How many people RSVP'd with Eventbrite or Shotgun or any of those? They just wanted to know numbers. Can you bring me 150 people? Yeah. I'm like, I can't guarantee.
Yeah, It's hard because in a way, right? I feel like that's like asking your bartender if she or he's going to bring 40 people to the bar.
Right.
Right. at the same time, like there's kind of an expectation that you're going to put in a little bit of effort, right? But then on the flip side, for the venue themselves, like it's more, for me, it becomes more like, okay, how can we work together to create an experience? How can we work together to build something? Yeah. Because I'm not doing. I know, like we know where we stand, right? Our aspirations are very realistic.
Yeah.
So would it be great to be invited to play some of the bigger stages here? Yes. But man, I can't go to some of the new Androids events 3-4 times a week and hang out and put in the FaceTime required. Exactly. I can't do it. I have too much stuff going on. I admire the people who are at a point in their lives where they can, especially the ones who've done very well.
Yeah.
But so what we're talking about is the places we are trying to succeed at. We recognize we need to be good partners. Yeah. And sometimes you don't feel like it's a two-way street. It becomes like, how many people can you bring?
Yep.
How many people can I bring? Like,
how many people do you bring in?
What tell me what your Friday nights are like.
Right.
And we'll go. And for some reason, in some ways, that's one of the reasons that we do stuff on like Sundays and Tuesdays. We'll go in there and be like, look, we just want to bring good music. We want to have a good time.
I would literally go to all of your parties if I didn't have to go to work the next day.
I know, man. I know.
And I gave up hockey for this. Well, hockey because of injuries, but also the same thing. I mean,
I haven't given up hockey yet.
You have a flexible-ish job, right? My job
is just based on the West Coast, so I got a little extra time in the morning.
Okay, but you're working from home.
I'm working from home. We have an office here in DC that I could pop into as well. But man, with the amount of stress I go through in the week and the weekend with like kids and work and everything, Sunday night at 9-10 o'clock when the kids are in bed, all I want to do is get on the ice.
Okay.
Like, I just want to
get it all
play.
out. Yeah.
And it's coincidental that we have Sunday night games and Monday night games, and I try not to do back to back. Weirdly, I've done back to backs 2 weeks in a row, but it is similar to DJing in a way that like I need something that has a different energy, a grown up energy, right? Or maybe I'm just running at multiple midlife crisis all at once, but that's why. But the back to the events, like that's why we do stuff on off nights, because we can go in and say, look, we want your business to do well. We know that you got operational costs to cover. We know that you're open until midnight or 2 a.m. anyway. So like let's give it a shot. And we're not trying to go in and get Tuesday residencies at podunk bars. Like we're trying to come in once in a while. We'll help you out. We'll boost your profile, right? And we'll bring people who are serious about the music. We're not just going to bring people who are coming in here, you know, to screw around.
And that's that's the wild thing. It's like it totally worked for transit.
Right.
Because we're 22 years in. Right?
I know.
Or whatever, 20 something.
They are in a lot of ways the model. And when we had our Friday night series in Sterling a year and a half, 2 years ago, like that was the model. That was the thought, was like, okay, let's do something that's on a weekend that's a little more approachable for people. Yep. And let's do something that features different DJs. Like, I mean, shit, we had Deep Tech out there for our last one. Like we had Deep Tech. We had Special K and Saver and Oddson as our final series. Like we get people, and we also pay people, right? So like trying to do it the right way, so to speak. But not that trans is doing it the wrong way. That's not all I'm insinuating.
I got you. Yeah.
We know that, especially on Fridays, like you have to make a different level of effort to get people out to Sterling, Virginia, or Ashburn or whatever. Yeah. And we've had. Man, I'm going to name drop right now because we've had some really good names. Yeah, Chris JV has done Ray's Poorhouse.
Chris,
right?
Let's go back to him in just a second. Go ahead, keep going.
So we've had the Deep Tech guys. Cobra Strike has done Ray's Poorhouse of House of Jane. Jade, Ajamu. I mean, the list goes on and on. I mean, Kaz and Sean Boulevard. Yep. X Extra. Just a lot of like really good musicians, good DJs, good performers, and all around people that we like people that I like anyways.
And you're doing it right. The problem that I've always seen with those is that like we all like it. But you have the suburbanites that are there for the Miller Lights all night long, right? that are like, what is this music? Play like Skinner. Play.
It was always a balance.
Don't forget, I lived walking distance.
Yeah, but what would happen is it was probably equal amounts of people who would say, "Oh man, like we've been like dying to have something like this out here, right? Like man, like we're so glad you're here." And you don't see them for like a month,
right?
And then there's the other side where it's like the people who are like, can you play, Pink Floyd, and like, this is a house event, so no. Yeah. Or can you play Pooh Shiesty? I'm like, nothing against Pooh Shiesty, but like, no, it's not what we do. This is a house show. A reggaeton. It's like, all right, there's a million places that play reggaeton and they're packed. Go enjoy that. Like,
remind me to send you the video of the house DJ that a lady came and asked for a Grateful Dead song right after Bob Weir died, and the way he made it,
oh man,
and worked it in with master.
That's cool, man. Oh, yeah, you can get away with doing that stuff, but from time to time.
You were trying to make a brand. You were trying to build something.
We wanted to cultivate an experience, and we had a good partnership for a long time with that bar, and I think their vision of what they wanted Fridays to be changed too, and that's fine. I don't. They gave us a shot. We did like 40 weeks there.
I remember,
right?
Yeah.
Like almost a full year of Friday nights, one after the other. And there were nights where I would be booked 2 other places. Like I would be DJing somewhere.
All of Basil's spots. Yeah.
Yeah. And even like when I was doing like Bungalow Lake House out there too. And my view was that doing all of those things kept opening doors for other performers, right? That was it. Cause like, but
then you're building a power in numbers, right? You're building a little army that is like, hey, I'm not getting paid hundreds and hundreds of dollars every night, but I'm out, I'm invited somewhere, I'm having a good time, I'm getting a stage to show my craft. People are like taking my card, whatever. No, I thought it was, I really did like it, and I like Basil and his spots. I mean, I've known Basil for a minute,
He's a good dude, man. He had us last weekend. We did a like EDM throwbacks out at Rendezvous, and it was, that the thing about Rendezvous, that stage, that room is amazing.
Okay.
They've got the screen,
behind you, yeah.
They got the one at Ray's Poorhouse, but at Rendezvous they've got the big stage because they do a lot of cover bands. They do like main event type stuff in there, and so you get, and they've got a sound engineer on staff now.
Oh wow!
So you get really good sound.
Yeah.
Like for a big room like that, you get really good sound. You get really good content. It's really good music. We just didn't get what we wanted in terms of like the return on our promotion. And it sucks because I do think to make those things work, you have to build over a long period of time, and that's not just for the Rays and those, but it's for a lot of other places where like. Create something that goes beyond a singular event, because singular events to me are a waste of time. I really feel like that. I feel like singular events for people, what we're trying to do, they're a waste of time.
Yeah.
Go try to build something.
Consistency.
Yeah. Or create a series or something that helps build the brand.
Well, that's what I've wanted to do with, the Night in Tulum series. I think Tulum's dying off a little bit. I think they got some bad press, but just have a weekly, have a theme, have a set, and I want to reciprocate to other DJs.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know Soho, David Lee. Do you know him?
I don't think so.
He's a great guy. He's super nice. DJs at Decades a lot, but I was at Katsumi. I was not feeling well, and I was like, hey man, do you want to jump on for 30? He's like, sure. Never once went to management and said, you got to get me here. Get him out. Just sharing a space with another performer that you can trust.
Yeah.
I think,
dude, you mentioned this. Sorry, not to interrupt, but like when we were doing those Fridays at Ray's, it was all my own stuff, right? It was all my own gear, speakers, everything. It was top, like everything was ours. We had to get there, ours, mine, Wes's, whatever, rest in peace, right? Like, I would be so dead tired at 9:30, and then usually I would do like an opener set or just like turn the room over from dinner, and want to sit down and like have a slice of pizza and a beer, and people would come up and talk to me about, hey man, when can I get booked here? So I can only imagine like bigger venues that have a higher profile, how much of that must go on where people are just constantly like begging. And I get it, shoot your shot, right? But man, as a so-called promoter, like that stuff starts to wear on you.
Yeah.
Right away.
Well, and it's a hard one because you don't like. I know a guy that owns many of the bars, right, and clubs. He owns Ballroom. He owns. He just opened up a new place in DC here called Hall Pass. He's got Bo, the new cowboy bar in Arlington.
Where's that? Where in Arlington? Is it?
I think it's near Clarendon. I'm not exactly sure, but they got a mechanical bull and everything in there. It's very hot spot.
Nice. They do a house music joint with a mechanical bull.
Well, they want country
awesome.
music.
I know. I'm just saying it'll be fucking dope.
Yeah, Waleed's the other owner of that place.
That's awesome.
And Anush. These guys, they've owned tons of clubs. They're very, very well versed in running clubs. But it's like, to me, I think it's kind of a bad look and slightly disrespectful to the house DJ.
For sure.
To say, I'm going to use my connections knowing the owner and try to go and get a booking, right? Sometimes the house DJ is the guy that's doing the bookings. When I go to Tulum, I work directly with the guys that do the bookings, right? And one of the downtown nightclub spot that I play at, they've had two separate. I've played there twice, and they've had two separate house DJs.
Yeah,
and they don't last because they're there every single. Like Tulum's a different environment, right? Those guys are just happy to work. Like they need the money bad, right? That's why I don't ever take any money from those guys. I get offered, but I'm like, no, keep your money. But because I know the owner of that spot in Tulum. Well, I didn't know him, but the first time I played, I got to know him, right? And it's tough because when you're the house guy, it's like you want to curate the room. It's almost like you're nightclub junior owner. And when people go around you and say, book me, it's like, why don't you respect that I'm here, right?
I would, I get that, man. And I would always like, certainly where I can, like if I'm the one who's doing the booking for that night or that place, like I am as interested in introducing the people, because I work with some promoters every once in a while. Say, hey, I want you to meet so and so because she's gonna bring incredible local talent who produce their own music, right? Or he's been doing this for 20 years, and this is a DJ that is gonna bring great music, and introduce them to the resident or to the book. Because I'm not interested in residencies in that way. Right. My benefit to what I give to this community is not from, God, this is going to like come up on a Stitch incoming, right? Like, like it's not going to be for me DJing for 2 or 3 hours, right? At a club that needs 300 people. But what I will do is anything I can to make sure that DJs who want to be there get every opportunity they can. Yeah.
I mean, again, because we are none of us are famous. Right? None of us are big time anything, right?
Yeah, and look, we're like you said it earlier, we're not right now, anyways. Like I've been where DJing was my only stream of income. And I don't want to go back to that right now. But like we're fighting over $300-400. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's what we're fighting over. Why?
Well, in some cases, I've had guys
or nothing.
Well, yeah. No, I mean, like I said, any DJ. Do you know DJ On?
We met a couple years ago. He does like Tap 99 or whatever, right?
He does that one. Sometimes Salazar. And stuff like that.
We met at a networking event.
So when I was DJing I DJ'd a living room a lot, right? So a lot of my stories are about living room, but I was DJing a Santa or a Christmas crawl, Santa crawl or something like that, right? A day party. And I mean, I just went in on my set, like straight tech house. I was going for it. We had the CO2 cannon out. It was cool. And as I was winding down my set, because they had a break and then they reopened the club at 10ish for the nightclub. He came up to me, and he was like, "Man, that was awesome! Like your set was so good." I'm just like, I like to be humble with it, right? I'm like, "Oh, thank you, I appreciate it." he's like, I'm trying to be a DJ. I'm trying to just getting started. I've been doing this and that. I was like, hey, here's my card.
Yeah.
Hit me up. Like, let me know questions.
Yeah.
I'll answer them. No, but come out to Bar Louie, because I had a residency. And sure enough, he came out to Bar Louie. I gave him a 30-minute set. And, he had an older Windows PC. It was not working as well. I was like, all right, here's a few things we got to do right off the bat. Let's get you a MacBook. And, but otherwise, transition wise, I noticed he was kind of like stepping on lyrics and stuff like that. But it was like very constructive criticism. Mm-hmm. And like, to On's credit, he took that back with him and he practiced.
Clearly, because he does. I still see him out there a lot. Yeah,
he's doing great.
Yeah,
and I'm so. But see, this is the thing. Like, I'm proud of him, right? Because he came up. He didn't go to Waleed and say, "Put me on here."
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
He said, "Man, how do you get this? How do you get to here?" Right? Because that's what his DJ goal was. And I'm willing to answer any question. Any DJ that comes up to me that wants to get started, I'll talk with them. Like, because people did that for me, and I always want to be there for them, right?
Yeah. I mean, the other side of that coin is like, nobody really did that for me. And this is not a pity party or whatever, but like,
I should have come to me.
Jason, I'm a few years late, but I need to ask you, can you help me? No, but I found that I think it's hard for people to do that. And I also think there's like, I didn't know where to go. That's why I didn't get that, because I didn't know where to go or who to ask. And so I just said, well, when Wes and I started to curate these events, we were just like, let's do this so that other people can get a chance to play on club standard gear, or just kind of
get out of their bedroom,
basement, whatever, and come out and play and get comfortable with a room, get comfortable with other DJs. And even we just did one Open Decks earlier this week with
at Decades Disco. At Rewind, right?
Yeah, Rewind. Yeah.
I wanted to go so bad.
And it's like again, we're always oversold. Like, we're always like we get signed up right. They get filled up right away. And this time we try to do a good job of like pairing people up, but I believe, not just I believe, the Open Deck stuff that I'm putting together I'm not going to do these like shorter sets. It's gonna be 30 minutes minimum, right? And if you find somebody you want to like B2B with, like, that's up to you. If you got there at 8:30 to sign up to play at 11:30, like, you got 11:30 to 12 all you want.
Yep.
But yeah, that's I guess another story. But like, what was cool about it is there was a few new people there, and back to like the professionalism. I got, you get the DMs, like, and I'm sure Remy got the same, where it's like, hey, thanks for putting this on. It's my first time playing on CDJs. I really enjoyed it. Like, I want to get better.
Yep.
And a lot of people just go and play and don't say anything, right? Now, I don't do this for the praise, but it says...
Let's not forget, you put that individual on a gig in DuPont Circle.
Yeah.
That's a huge spot. That's a huge spot in DC.
It is. And it's like, they will... A lot of the people who've done it, again, they run with it. Like, people who've been to our Open Decks, I've said this many times before, there are people who've been to our Open Decks who are, playing, much bigger venues in DC, playing Echo Stage, playing Soundcheck, or Soundcheck's gone now, but like playing new Android shows.
Yeah.
And I know they would have got there without us, but there's somebody along the line that just needed that place to go, and we want to continue to do that. I want to continue to do that.
Well, I love that your Open Decks is truly an Open Decks. Like, you show up and you sign up versus, I mean, how many times have you seen a flyer that says Open Decks and there's 10 DJs listed?
Yeah, like, and look, to be fair, like, we tried that too at first, and I was like, something's just not right. Like, I would rather have this be...
No, it's called a gig.
Yeah, exactly. I don't, I mean, half the Open Decks we don't make, we're not taking any money. Like, you're lucky to get a few free drinks, and every once in a while, maybe you'll get a few bucks, but you're not making money on this stuff.
Yeah.
But like, I think we get some pushback and disappointment, but when we do Open Decks, it is show up, sign up, spin.
So what are your thoughts on limiting genres because, and this is where I'm going with this, right? When you had Sully's, remember the Sunday night?
Yeah, that was fun, man.
That clearly was successful.
It was fun for a while.
You would have, I know.
And then what happened?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know what happened actually.
I'll tell you what happened. Yeah,
I think I know, but I don't know now. But I don't want to hate on anybody's genre, but I can't play every genre under the sun, right? While I do love dubstep, when you have patrons in a bar, and just to use the cliche knock on dubstep, it sounds like you're grinding up the machines in a blender, right? While a lot of people don't understand the art of what that DJ is actually doing.
Yeah, because we did. I mean, even at Sully's, we did like a dubstep and rhythm night. Like we gave up a Sunday.
Yep.
We had open decks every Sunday, and then in the months where we had like a fifth Sunday, we would do.
The guys from Baltimore came down.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, yeah, I'm cool. I'm cool with doing that. It's hard. Like, this is like a don't kink shame thing, right? Like, it's not my
of all the things we went in kink shame.
I don't know, man. I don't see the benefit in saying like, house is boring or rhythm sucks. Like, I don't care. Like, I play house.
Yeah.
There are DJs that pack rooms and pack festivals with music that I want nothing to do with.
Music,
right?
Yeah,
that's not why I'm in this.
Yeah.
And so what it's also just hard to have an open decks that is truly multi-genre, because if you're trying to, if you as an organizer are trying to curate a certain vibe, if the music clashes 30 minutes to 30 minutes, and even we tried to like block them together. Say, hey, can you sign up at midnight? Because that's when it doesn't work quite right. And so we limit to house music. So anything under the house umbrella.
Yeah.
We might do some multi-genre stuff in the future, but I just find that the night flows much better when.
Well, and I do think that the venues, until we own our own venues, right? Yeah. They kind of have that ultimate final say where it's like, listen, I get what you're trying to do. I appreciate you bringing these people in, but we can't have our regular patrons that, and Sully's is a regular's bar, right?
Yeah.
It's downtown there. Sully's in the place across the street. Jimmy's, yeah. The Buffalo Bills bar. They can't run off their Sunday night regulars. Yeah. And you can't mess with Sunday night football. You can't mess with Monday night football.
Well, yeah, we always did like after football season on Sundays.
Yeah.
But
sure.
Yeah, what killed it though was like people would show up with their friends and their friends don't drink. Right? Like if you're gonna bring your friends, have them buy a drink. The kitchen's open until midnight. Get some onion rings. Like, do something to support this establishment. And like, if you bring people and they just drink water all night for whatever reason, right? Like, it's gonna fail. And that's still happening.
I agree,
man.
but like a lot of, what's that guy's name? Crookie, I think. He's really good.
Yeah.
I think some of his friends, look.
Well, Crookie came all the way down from Maryland. Like he was, he was always a nice dude. I like.
Oh, he's super great. But I just think some of like the younger guys, like drinks are expensive. I mean, these neutrals were like $13.50 for 4. That's totally not a big deal. They're like $8 each at a bar, right?
Yeah.
So you're talking now $13.50 versus $32.
Yeah.
Right, and then you got a tip on top.
But that's the choice people have to make, right? I'm not. It's either going to work or it's not. It's such a fine line.
Right? That's the thing. And venues, all they care about is, am I making my nut for the night?
Yeah.
Right. Am I going to keep the lights on the next day?
Yeah.
And I get that. It's such a delicate dance because, you're trying to keep something open for all different types of people. Yeah. You can't say you're only allowed here. We're not going to charge you a cover, but you have to drink.
On the flip side, I will say this: I'm not going to judge anybody for not wanting to buy an expensive drink at the bar.
Yeah.
But I'm also going to point out that there are consequences for not patronizing the establishment.
Yeah.
Right. And if you don't patronize that establishment, then this is going to go away.
Right.
And that's just the hard facts.
Well, the liability alone of having people
in
a place that aren't paying anything.
Sure.
But One Loudon goes through this, and I'm sure other places. I'm sure DuPont Up and Down goes through this.
Yeah.
People pregame. They pregame. I mean, they My son will go to Flash. My son's old enough to go to Flash now. He loves Flash. He loves Flash. He saw this DJ Omri over there. He loves Omri.
Oh, yeah, it's like indie
Omri's
dance,
awesome. Yeah,
it's good
Omri's
stuff.
way
It's my kind of
cool.
music, man.
Yeah, Omri's awesome. And he's like, Dad, have you ever heard of Omri? He's like texting me at 3:00 in the morning. I'm like, all right, I'm trying to sleep. But no, like, but I know he doesn't have the coin to be buying a $15 vodka soda.
Yeah.
Right. With literally a squeezed out piece of vodka in there. Yeah. Right. So it's like, again, everything is such a delicate dance where it's like, you know, hey, you're getting the alcohol from a distributor, not Virginia, obviously, because Virginia has to ABC. But like DC, you guys break all the rules. Like you can do whatever you want out here. Basically, it's Wild West.
Yeah, Virginia's hard.
Virginia's very hard.
Yeah.
Very,
closes
very
early, right? You can't.
ABC is on top of things. But you and I talked about opening up a spot where Gramophone used to be.
I know. He's like, I mean, in a different man.
I know. I know. I just, you know, well, going back to the scene of things, like, I don't think DC is a house music town. Do we have house music events? Absolutely. New Androids, killing it. Avishek and Maya, killing it. But outside of that, I don't know many other producers or production groups that are pulling. Javi with City, you know Javi, XAVI. He's got the Latin community locked down. Like he does all the cool Latin stuff, right? Yeah. But outside of those three, Diosa, maybe another one. Diosa is kind of coming up. It's really hard here.
I think there's that next echelon though, where they're getting really good and really well known as local performers who can throw a good party, who can be the perfect support for touring DJs, but aren't quite ready to stand on their own. And I mean that in the sense that they're early in that journey, not that like they're not good enough. And I think it remains to be seen as people cycle through New Androids for the second, third time. Those venues, the different events and venues, like are they getting what they? I think they are. I've still not been to any of their like events in a long time, but like I think as you see names come back, I think to me that's the testament to your staying power, your professionalism, the quality of the event. We talked about this with Crescendo on one of the podcasts earlier too. It's like, anybody can, you can find enough money to bring in talent, but like, can you put on an event that pops off? Can you put on an event like consistently that people want to come back to?
Right.
And from all, they keep growing. So it sounds like doing all right.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, New Androids of all of them are definitely the ones that are growing the most. I think.
No, with like Berta and right. I mean, we got some new stuff coming in, so we'll see.
Yeah, I've also, and I've been to Culture, but I've not been to Berta or Tigre, whatever or the AI Warehouse. None of those.
Media Market.
Also the thing with DC. I mean, you're a hockey fan, right? How many of those restaurants around Capital One Arena last? I mean, there was I don't even know if it's over there anymore. It's like, is Green Turtle still there? I don't know.
It is. I think they're doing all kinds of like renovations and stuff. But it's gonna be wild because Ovi's retiring, done. Probably maybe he'll retire by the time we do this podcast. I don't think we're making the playoffs. I don't think not gonna make the playoffs. But man, that the run that this area has had for 20 years since he's been here.
Yeah.
Boy, it's man.
But the spot there. So now that you have the sports book there, now that I remember the sports book is doing well. But
Caesars, that's right. Yeah, Caesars. Yeah.
Before Green Turtle, so Green Turtle's got a bigger regional presence. Mm-hmm. There was a couple other really, really good places that were there, and I used to go to a lot of Caps games, and when my son was playing hockey, we would try to go frequently. And it just mismanaged. And it's the same thing in the club scene. Like there were so many places that weren't even paying their rent and just money grabbing for the season. because the arena can't shut them out in the middle of a season because there's no food, right? So, and there was a place down the street. It was my favorite place to go to. Not Capital City Brew Pub, but not Capital Grill, something. Best plot. They brewed their own beers. It was such good beers. It was in an old bank, and I think it's gone now.
Well, it wasn't Chop House, was it?
Yeah, District Chop House.
Chop House, yeah,
District
yeah,
Chop House. Yeah. That's it.
That place was awesome.
I love that place. The burger, I don't know. It was probably $30 for the burger, but it was just like it was such a good burger. Burger and a beer before the game. The place was packed all the time.
Yeah.
But stuff doesn't last, and it's like same thing. Gramophone. I mean, Flash is legendary. So I'm hoping they stay around forever.
Yeah.
Gramophone was really special to a lot of us.
Yeah, it was. And it was, the way that they ran the music, the way that Nick ran the music there was like respectful of the music. And it wasn't just some pop-up joint. It was done really, really well. Yep. And I miss that place, man.
I loved it. Yeah. I loved it. Never got paid a dime to play there, but I loved every chance I got to go play there. Very intimate. Candles behind you, like that whole thing.
Yeah, great stuff, man. That was a good spot.
And again, I think for our city, it just doesn't work. It's really sad to say that because it's something that a lot of us at that we're at that tier where we're talented, we're not producers, but we can perform. Yeah. And our mixes are on point. Yeah. That was our place. That type of stuff is our place, right? Anything else, we're support. We're support, right? In the house scene. But you go to New York, you go to Miami, Tulum, you go to a lot of different places, and you could just have a little cool pop-up or not even a pop-up, just an intimate venue that's known for good house music by non-touring DJs that you can go see Tommy Jr. 3 times a month at XYZ Club,
Sounds painful, doesn't it, guys? It's not that bad, I promise. I mean, I think at the same time, like I'm no one's really ever accused me of being an optimist, but I do try to find the opportunity. And I think as long as we do have world-class venues, it's the rising tide lifts all boats kind of thing, right? Sure. We have world-class venues and world-class talent coming to DC, and that fosters the environment where people can develop their talent, produce their own music. So, again, like economics aside, like I do think that there's a lot of talent here and people who have been provided an opportunity over the last decade or so to shine, and people who have really taken advantage of that. And now that they're established and kind of locked in, like, I think we're here to stay. It's always room to move. And we're a small city, man. Like it is very tiny. It's a small city. It's not New York. It's not LA. It's not Chicago. It's not like, so just like, let's just forget that. But,
and that's not what the principles of the city are. This is a Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. city, right? With some really good dining on the weekends. Yeah. Right. But I think we do have world-class dining opportunities. I was just at a Chef Andreas restaurant. But
sorry, man, I gotta cut that. I'm coughing. I mean, again, DC has a lot of opportunity for those who are here. Yeah. And has created some new spaces. And, even like Flash and Echo Stage, man, they've been around for what, 12, 13, 15, somewhere in there, like a little while. So like, okay, so now like there's a new generation coming. Like you get the 15, 20 years of sticking around, and like there's a new generation of talent, a new generation of patrons coming through, ticket buyers, etc. Right. So to be able to evolve with those tastes or adapt to those tastes, remains to be seen.
Look what happens whenever somebody huge comes to Flash not Flash, Echo Stage, or came to Soundcheck. I mean, Soundcheck got some pretty good, acts coming through. It sucked the whole populace of people from all this.
It was magnetic.
How many times Richard's old venue, Music Box?
Yeah, I mean he got some great stuff in there, man.
Right, but
But when it was like
somebody huge Steve Aoki's at Echo Stage.
Yeah.
Okay, there's 6 people.
It's like like Gareth Emery or something.
Yeah.
Like you gotta go. Everybody's gotta go to Gareth Emery. Like can't do that. But yeah, time will tell. Let's I have the clock in here, and the clock over here tells us we've been going about an hour and a half. So should probably get you out of here. We can find something to do. But before we bounce, tell us all of your socials, where we can find your music.
So I have. Oh, now I got the cough.
Now I got to do some more editing.
Yeah. Mixcloud. I do Mixcloud over SoundCloud mostly, but Mixcloud, Jsun Music, JSUN Music. I have my replay over there from Red Sauce Radio. I had a Club Killers mix go out. That's still published. I did some disco house at a corporate event. I put a bunch of stuff out there. I have another Red Sauce Radio scheduled for June, so that'll go up there. And then on Instagram, DJJSUN Music. That's pretty much. I don't really TikTok or Snapchat or anything.
It's all good, man. Yeah, it's good to have the music out there. Go find Jsun on Mixcloud and Instagram. Thanks for coming down, man. I appreciate you popping this too. Yeah, it's a good conversation. We went way over. I was like, just keep talking, man. It's good.
It's flowing.
Yeah, it was flowing. It was good. Thanks.
Two introverts that just popped out.
This is what happens. We don't know how to talk to people, so we run into other introverts and just who's gonna stop talking first?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
As soon as awkward silence happens, cut it.
Yeah, exactly. Exiting the conversation is 10 times more difficult than initiating the conversation.
Yeah. I'll just take the headphones off. I can just
just get up and walk away.
Yeah,
I'm done. That's how it should be. Thanks, man.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Thanks. Yeah.